Here we are alive again, and now we're someplace that we're going to be for the next while anyway. Welcome to Angie. There's Frosty again. Wait for everybody else to show up, but I'm going to start stuffing flip inserts while we wait for the others to show up. About a 5-minute job, 5 to 10-minute job that I have to do for every one of our reveals. At this point, all 857 plus all the specials. So probably a total of 900 by now. I always figured I would probably end up making it to reveal 1000, but I'm not sure about that at this point. My brain is telling me retirement is a good thing. Well, I don't mean to leave anyone in the lurch. I also don't want to do this for the rest of my life. You made it, Richard. David Matthews. Wife has postpartum depression. Oh, that's horrible. I understand it. I have seen it. I have not had to live with it. My only postpartum depression is my postpartum with my money. When I part with money, I get depressed. Well, Frosty, that's frankly one of the things I'm trying to work on retiring from is live broadcasting. I want to be able to spend time out and away doing other things and not spending time around the computer all the time. I'm kind of getting tired of scheduling and running and scheduling and running. So I've been doing it pretty much nonstop for the past 7 or 8 years. And I'm just getting tired of it. My goal over the next year is to be able to remove myself from live broadcasting and put myself in a position where I'm working on copper coins and working on the attribution system full time. That is where I want to be. That way, when I take a day off, I'm not taking a day away from anyone. I'm just taking a day off and nobody will even notice. All the times that I would like to have gone someplace or done something and didn't because I had shows to do. I'm finally starting to get some Tuesdays off. I spent years working every Tuesday. An AI bot set up with Chuck Brain. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to share my brain with AI, but Maybe I'll warm up to the idea as time goes on. But I believe AI has a very strong potential of taking over the planet and basically eradicating the human race. Call me crazy, but I wouldn't see why any computer model that's smarter than humans would want to coexist with humans. Paul is our first recipient in this role. What do we have? Last 59D roll we did, found a few examples of a double die reverse. Follow through on that idea. Oh, let's see here. All right. Get my keyboard out of the way here. All right, Taco John, coin number 2. What do we have for coin number 2? Not an RPM. That was something I haven't seen in a long time. It's the RPM, I believe it's number 21, that was debunked by others to be a tooling mark. I still think it's neat and it's scarce. But it's that little line that you find inside the base of the second 9 of the date. I haven't seen one of those in quite a while. Not on this coin. Die clash running to the 9 of the date there. That's of the roof of the memorial building. Still looking. With a plethora of things that changed when the internet came about are about to change again, only tenfold, because we now have learning computers ad nauseum, lots of them. This one for Eric. Same die that we've been hitting here. It's got that couple of little tiny thingies sticking out of the right side of the D. That doesn't have anything to do with the die variety. Let's check coin number 6. Coins and ghouls. See what we find on coin number 6. Well, it is a different die. Oh heck, I've gotten any more. I don't know how many of you guys know what BJ's is. It's like a Sam's Wholesale Club, only it's a different company, like Costco. And BJ's has these little rolling robots that go all around the store, and they whistle at you so you don't run into them or run your cart into them or whatever. And so you can hear these things whistling from an entire 2 aisles away, and it is annoying. And just to think that that could be something that may become a norm in stores is rather sickening, actually. The other thing, it actually freaked me out. It was disturbing. Let's just put it that way. It was it's a sushi restaurant in Florida near where Eric lives. In fact, it was with Eric when we went to this. Another one of those. We went to this sushi store, and a robot thingy with a face and a voice and everything. It looked a little bit like Twiggy from the Buck Rogers and the 25th Century show back in the early 80s. It was using first-person pronouns. I, me. I'm thinking, whoa, wait a minute. You're not an I or a me. You're a machine. You've got no place using personal pronouns. Oh, they're taking those. Are you talking about the BJ stores are taking those things down in Dallas? Good. Because I think they're extremely annoying. I think what it is it's a continuous monitor of stock quantities, something like that. And so it's, I guess, constantly eyeballing the shelves, counting for reorder of goods. What I'd like to do is just move everything from one shelf to another one day and screw their little computers up. Self-checkouts are starting to go away in Walmart. Hey, not around here. Around here, you've got 15 self-checkouts and 2 actual checkouts, and the only reason they're still alive is to check out smokers and their cigarettes. Well, it's people taking their employee discounts. Because, frankly, if you're not going to pay someone to check me out and I have to do the job for you, I should get a discount. I don't go to the damn places. One of the things that disturbs me the most is that you have so many people ordering from home to just say Walmart. I think a lot of the different stores do it, though. And some employee gets your order, and they're pushing these huge carts all over the store, getting in everybody's way who happens to be at the store to fulfill an order that is going to be delivered or someone is going to come pick up. Now, if it were my business, anyone inside the store that is a customer will always get 100% precedence over any online or off-beat order. Wow, nice, Jim. Got yourself a good box. Must have been the one in the back of the vault that they had to go grab special just for you. And it's been sitting there for 20 years. So what did I do to conquer the issue of Walmart and their employees crawling all over the place with these big giant carts getting in everybody's way? I did the same thing everybody else does. I became an online order subscriber, and I order online now. If they don't want people in their stores, then we'll order online, but I don't get nearly as much as I would if I'd gone to the stores because, well, when you're shopping online using a list and you're fulfilling your list, there is no such thing as impulse buying. So I'm not just going to grab something off of a shelf and buy it because I don't want to be in your employee's way. And those people genuinely do act like you're in their way. They have an order to pull by X time, and you are standing where they need to be. Shopping. Hello, John. Good day to you, sir. We are getting a bunch of coins that are basically the same few dies over and over again, and none of them happen to be die varieties so far. So we're just chit-chatting our way through the roll, talking amongst ourselves. You'll see that there's two little tiny things sticking out of the right side of the D, and it's a relatively early die state, meaning the outside of the 9 here has a rather sharp edge. You'll see that many times as we go through the roll. It seems that there are a bunch of these in the roll. I can't imagine how any business survives that chases customers away. And that's very much what Walmart is doing. So this is not the same die. This is a different one that also has a bunch of little die scratch looking things coming off the right side, but it's not quite the same as the other. A later, slightly later die state on this particular die. Well, I did a video, it was a short on YouTube, about 1.5 minutes long, showing people what I do to separate copper from zinc when I'm going through a bunch of stuff that's got 1982 coins in it. And basically what I did was I bought a whole bunch of bags of copper, and all of them pretty much have some 1982, even 83 zinc coins in them. And I don't have a Rydale or any other expensive machine that will separate copper from zinc. So I kind of have to do it the manual way. Drop the coins against glass and you can hear the ringing in the metal if it's copper. If it's zinc, it just gives you a dead thud and nothing else. So I make a video instructing people on how to do that, and I actually show them in the video and discuss it. I'm sure I'm not the one who discovered that copper has a different resonance than zinc, but when I was 13 years old, you couldn't have told me that. I could tell the difference in a heartbeat when I was 13 just because I happened to drop some coins and noticed it. And then I started experimenting. My 1979, 80, 81 coins all rang when they hit the... I had one of those big 5-gallon glass jugs that you would put coins in that had once, at one point in time, had water in them. But anyhow, so I dropped the coins against the neck of that jug, and sure enough, copper would ring true, and zinc, as soon as it hit the glass, it would leave the glass not making a peep of a sound. And that from that day forward, I've been able to tell the difference between copper and zinc very quickly. I can go through an entire roll of coins and pull out the zinc coins inside of 2 minutes. And so I ended up with a few dozen comments on that video. And the people commenting, I mean, a lot of them were, you know, nice, realistic comments, but then there were a number of other people comment like, you know, what am I missing? You're separating copper from zinc. Why? Well, if you don't know, then really doesn't make a whole lot of sense to try telling you in a comment, but because copper pennies sell for more money. Oof. That kind of sucks, right? Says all that much more for having an antique car. The only problem is the antique cars, you're getting to a point where you can't find the parts for them. Yeah, and another person said, yeah, I look for the bubbles and I look for the color of the coin. Oh, that's great. Nice that you can look for the color of a coin and be able to tell the difference, because I can't do that. It's physically impossible for me. I don't see the color of coins. What's up, Urka? Yeah, just doing a couple of reveals. Thought maybe sneaking up on them at night might help. It's not. Right, Aunt? It's that they can't read the whole page of the book. That's the problem with the government. They read the first paragraph and assume the rest. So yeah, prior to 1982, when cents were made of copper, like these 59s are, the coins would last 30 years, 40 years in circulation. The zinc cents, you put them out in circulation and they last 6 months. Because they rot. Because exposure to air or moisture or water or any liquid makes zinc rot. And so because their zinc pennies are costing them more than 2 cents to make, they don't want to make them anymore. It doesn't make sense, right? What doesn't make sense is they're making things out of trash and expecting it to last. That's what doesn't make sense. What doesn't make sense is that we continue to make a dollar bill that costs over $1 to make instead of a 10-cent coin that has a dollar denomination on it that we could use instead of dollar bills. That's right. If they insisted on getting rid of the dollar bill and minted more Sacagawea coins, guess what? We'd probably be using those in commerce instead of dollar bills. No, it costs way over 10 cents to make a dollar bill. Last I saw, it was 86 cents to make $1 bill. Right, get rid of the ones and the twos. Replace them with coins. Come to the modern age. And the people who want to bitch, whine, and complain about using more coins, use your debit card. You don't have to use coins.
Yeah, but if somebody gives me $1 and they're giving me a coin, I don't want to carry it around.
Right, because you're too weak to lift a coin that heavy, right? it just makes sense to have a dollar coin. And because dollar bills tear. Oh, there's a struck through right there. There's a little bit of something sitting on the coin that was struck through. You have an indentation that is smooth around the edge and a part of the design that looks to be missing. I wouldn't mind $5 coins. Let's get rid of all the paper below $10. Make more $10 notes and make $1, $2, and $5 coins. You want to get rid of the penny? Fine. It's got nothing to do with cost, though. That's the whole thing. They're waving their hand way over here, and they're doing something completely opposite that. And you're watching the hand moving, so it makes sense. But then all of a sudden something else disappears, and it's like, I don't know how that was done. It was done because you weren't watching. It was done because it went right around your brain because you were paying too much attention to the decoy. Well, see, I believe Eisenhower dollars were a complete travesty to make huge, heavy dollar coins for no real reason. The only reason $1 coins were the size they are is because it took that much silver to equal $1. That's the whole thing about why dimes, quarters, half dollars, and dollars are the size they are. Because of the silver content of the coins. Did you know that a silver quarter weighs exactly double what a silver dime weighs? Or 2.5 times, 2.5 times what a silver dime weighs. And a silver half dollar weighs 2 times what a silver quarter weighs. It's like that for a reason. It's also why all those coins had reeds around the edges. Lopping zeros off of currency is something that is rather not recommended at all if you want to keep a country together. That's the problem with Mexico's economy. They had to go and wholesale change everything because they decided to drop zeros. They needed to reform their currency altogether, and all they did was drop zeros. Complete waste of money and waste of time. But given the conversation, I wouldn't put it past the United States to do something like that. One of our biggest problems is counterfeiting. Dollar bills are so easily counterfeited. Look at that. Big old headache. That there are countries making dollar bills, printing dollar bills that are as good as the ones the United States prints. Mark. Kind of like the nickel guy long ago. Kinda. Not quite the same thing, but somewhat close. Henning had a brilliant mind because at the time he was minting the largest denomination coin that didn't require silver. The problem, the flaw in his plan was that he was minting coins out of the hardest metal that the United States uses, and it tears the hell out of the dies. And so his dies didn't last long enough to really be profitable. If he had just minted pennies like the Chinese are, he probably would have gotten away with it. Wow, it looks like we may end up with a 1959 D-Dud roll. Doesn't happen very often. It does and will happen, just not very often. Can't we do pennies like we did the metric system? What, ignore them? Quit using them and ignore them? Because that's what we do with the metric system in this country. We ignore it. That way all of the other countries in the world, including Canada, are caught up. But the United States is still behind everyone. I don't really know any fact or truth about that statement, Ant. I'm not saying you're wrong at all. I'm just saying I don't know how to turn that into truth. That's an RPM. It's got a little split lower serif. Not sure that's going to be one we're going to be able to do much of anything with, but I'll leave it out. That Stan's coin, number 43. I'm taking side bets now that nobody even mentions John F. Kennedy day after tomorrow on the news. It's my thought that the NBC nightly news will not mention John F. Kennedy on November 22nd. Yes, Frank. I saw it. I got a lot of stuff going on right now. There's 46. Huh? Nope. Now 47. Shinbone. Memorial Day came and went this year without any mention of the veterans who gave their lives for the country. Last December 7th last year, Pearl Harbor wasn't mentioned on the nightly news. News people don't care about anything. They care about numbers. They care about profit. They care about reporting stuff about the Kardashian family instead of reporting the real news. They think we care. And to their credit, the the ratings would show that they're right, that people do care more about the Kardashians than they do about real news. This is the last coin in the roll. And looks like we have a skunk. Other than one minor RPM, this roll was a skunker. So that is it. We have one coin, number 43 for Stan. Has a minor RPM. There may be another one or two of those in this roll that I didn't notice. But there are not going to be any big numbers involved in that. And I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. Back to do at least one of the 3 reveals we have left for this week. All right, folks, I appreciate it. You guys have a great night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Be well.